What do you trophy hunters think? Is this cheating?
Alright, let's go. Gabe! There's a man on the turret! Be careful! Gabe! There's a man on the turret! Be careful!
Would you class this as cheating?
Too bad.
Okay, but surely this is cheating, right?
Nice bin.
Yep, the rewind feature on the emulator for the classic games on the PlayStation Store is something I've been thinking about a lot recently while I played through Siphon Filter Dark Mirror on the PlayStation 5. This PSP Classic was an awesome game, and I really like the Siphon Filter series and Gabe Logan as a character because he's an absolute badass who's up there with the likes of Lara Croft and Solid Snake. He's just so fucking cool, and wherever he goes, action is sure to follow, and it's fucking usually awesome. So Gabe Logan's definitely a cool character, but, well, he's no Prince of Persia, that's for sure. Because no matter what Siphon Filter game you happen to be playing, despite Gabe Logan having a bunch of cool weapons and awesome gadgets like the mighty air taser and the grapple hook thing to zipline around, he never had the Prince of Persia's dagger of time.
The dagger! It can turn back time!
So when I've been playing any of this Siphon Filter games nowadays on my PS5, and I happen to use the rewind feature as if Gabe Logan is the Prince of motherfucking Persia to quickly undo any mistakes or deaths or errors that I've done in a game and instantly retry, it does leave a bit of a bitter taste in my mouth, and I can't help but walk away from the game feeling maybe I should be feeling a little bit guilty because I've made an easy platinum even easier, but you know what? I don't.
That one bullshit PlayStation trophy.
So yeah, I'm definitely a fan of the rewind feature on the PlayStation emulator for the PS1 and PSP and hopefully future PS2 titles, because it's just really convenient to just be able to quickly undo a mistake, like in Pinball Heroes when going for the high score trophies. If the ball ever went into the gutter and I lost the ball, I could just quickly rewind the game and get the ball back and instantly correct the mistake, making those high score trophies really easy. It also helped me greatly on Karushi or Intelligent Cube, whatever you want to call it, because that was a really tough puzzle game, and there was a trophy or two for like getting a perfect game without ever getting crushed, and some of the later levels were just really hard to do, so having this handy rewind tool to just quickly undo my mistakes and then figure out the best way through it made those potentially hard trophies really easy. So you know what they say,
You name it, we shoot it. Be kind, rewind videos a la carte.
I even found myself using it quite a bit in Jumping Flash, which in itself is a really easy game anyway, but with these PS1 games, they don't particularly age as well as like old school 2D ones, because all the old school early 3D games, they're really clunky and just awkward, and they don't make use of the right analog stick, so you can't ever really control the camera that well, so you can barely ever see what you're doing most of the time, and the controls are just really stiff and clunky. So anything to make these old school games feel a little bit more easier to play and to make that experience less frustrating, I'm all down for. Because some of these old PS1 classics, by today's standards, are hard because you won't have the easy controls, you won't be as many checkpoints, you'll often die and have to restart from the very beginning of a level, and it can just make these older, clunkier feeling games just a lot more frustrating, and I feel like it would have put me off playing them because having this rewind, it cut out any of that old school, badly game design elements. It cut them out and made them less frustrating, and it didn't put me off playing the games as much. And of course, there's games without trophies that I just haven't touched, but these ones I'm sort of pushed more to play because they have trophies, and this rewind feature just makes them more accessible to a lot of people, I think. And I think that is a good thing, even though, yes, it is cheating, I think it makes it more accessible for everyone and more fun. And yes, maybe it should disable trophies, but you know what? I'm loving it at the minute because it just makes them a lot easier to just play casually and get a platinum trophy at the end of it without having to worry too much. I also ended up playing Everybody's Golf, a game that I had zero interest in really because I knew I'd have the rewind feature to correct any mistakes, and it made just getting the hole-in-ones and beating the computer just a lot easier, and it allowed me to go through and progress towards getting that platinum trophy, because otherwise I would have just got frustrated with the weird controls of the game and just gave up. Likewise, I would never have bothered with that Pinball Heroes game either, but the fact that it had trophies added later and it has the rewind feature, it just makes it just a lot more bearable. The same could be said for Super Stardust Portable. There's a load of hard trophies in that, like just surviving for so long, getting so many lives, so many bombs collected, that I couldn't even do on the original PS3 version, and yet with this rewind it just made it so much better and so much easier to do. So while I do think it is cheating, it doesn't really put me off using it because, well, you're free to get the platinum however you like, and this is built into the emulator for the reason that they thought players would want this feature, and I think they were right to put it in because it does make playing these older games that are harder to play because of their controls and more frustrating because of their outdated gameplay designs a lot more bearable in 2023 to play. And so for that reason, I'm not going to give this a bullshit rating. I'm just going to say go for it. If you want to use the rewind, do it as much as you like, and if you don't want to do it, then fair play, have a harder time but a more legitimate time, I guess, and enjoy that platinum as all the same. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this different episode of that one bullshit PlayStation trophy, and I'll see you in the next one.